What the fluff was that? Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Julie and I'm the knitwear designer behind Twin Stitches Designs. Today we are going to chat about a fiber that has been really very popular in the knitting community, which is mohair and suri. Now, these lovely fluffy goodness. If you've never worked with these are absolutely wonderful, okay? Let's just pedal it back a minute because the fluffiness of these are just insane. So mohair and suri are things that you can add into your knitting to give it that extra pop and fluff. The reason we call it fluff is because of the halo. Now you can see these skeins, you can see that little halo. That's what we call the fluff. And there are so many beautiful patterns, but sometimes we're not really sure what to do with these skeins. You know, if I only have one, if I have a sweater quantity, how can I add these in? Where can I use these? What type of patterns are great for these skeins of fluff? Now that is what we're gonna dive into on this week's fun episode. All right, if you don't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any fun new videos. If you want to come and support me more, come on over to my amazing Patreon group where we have exclusive events and free patterns every month, recipes, knit-alongs, everything, prizes, so many. Definitely join my knitting and crochet community because this month we had the one and the only Stephen West who came to chat with us, and that live recording is in our Patreon group for Air Weight Tier and Up, but will only be available till June 30th. So don't forget and come and join now. All right, so I decided to go and choose about 10 different patterns, but I will link more with my Ravelry favorites bundle down below to give you some ideas and some pattern ideas on things that you can use with this amazing fluff. Now, the first question that I do get asked is, what's the difference between mohair and Suri Alpaca? Why are there dyers that do mohair versus the suri? What's really the difference? Now, typically mohair, they are two different fibers from animals. Mohair is a little bit more scratchy and thinner than Suri Alpaca. Suri Alpaca obviously comes from an alpaca and is much more smoother and softer. Now, some, depending on the type of suri, can be a little bit thicker than the mohair, and some people have even said like it's a little bit thick and thin, but I think it's a personal preference if you like mohair or suri. Now, if you're someone who is very, very sensitive to scratchiness, I would highly suggest going for the Suri Alpaca versus the mohair. But depending on your allergies or if you have any, definitely keep those in mind. You will get typically more yardage with mohair versus suri. So typically with a mohair, you would get, I would say around like 430 something yards, where are 460. And sometimes Suri Alpaca, you only get about 400 yards. So also keep that in mind when you're knitting and deciding for your project. I will put all of those details up here, kind of what are the differences to keep in mind when choosing your project. Now, fluffiness is something that you can really add to almost any project, even if they don't really ask for it. Think of mohair and suri as an extra, a pop, a accent to your project. For an example, this is a brand new tee pattern that I am going to be coming out with, the Everyday V-neck, and it is knit with holding one strand of fingering weight with one strand of Suri Alpaca. Now, you could decide not to have the suri, but I just find that it creates this fluffiness and halo-ness and just absolutely wonderful. I really love the fabric that it creates as well as the coziness that it just, oh, you just want to keep on petting it all day long. All right, so that is the details on those. For where you can purchase these types of skeins, tons of hand-dyed indie dyers sell either mohair or suri. Some even sell both in their shops. We also, in the Twin Stitches Designs, have a little bit of the Campfiber Suri, so in case you are interested in trying, you can come and purchase that there. I will link our Twin Stitches Design shop down below. Also, we do have some commercial companies that do sell mohair. Knit Picks has their Aloft line, which is extremely affordable, and if you're wanting to add, you know, a little bit of commercial yarn to your amazing project, I think that that's a great alternative. We also have Sadness Garn, have their silk mohair. There are tons and tons. I know that Hobie has one. There are tons of options out there if you're not wanting to go the hand-dyed route, that you want to go more commercial to make it more affordable. Now, another thing to keep in mind when choosing your projects is have fun combining hand-dyed with commercial yarns. If you want to make your project more affordable and it is asking for yarns held together, maybe choose one of those yarns as your hand-dyed and holding one strand of a commercial. For an example, if you would want to knit this tee, you could use Knit Picks Aloft for your mohair, and you could use a hand-dyed fingering. So it would kind of bring down the cost a little bit, but still make it affordable and beautiful. There's absolutely nothing wrong with combining bases, companies. I think that that's the fun of knitting, that we can really, you know, combine different things. Your gauge is the number one thing to keep in mind whenever you're substituting yarn or adding in that little bit of fluff. You want to make sure that your gauge is on point so that whatever knitted item you make will actually turn out the size that it's supposed to. A quick note, gauge is just how tight or loose you knit. So either you have more stitches per inch or less, you just want to make sure that you are on point with the designer, and that will be going up or down a needle size. I do have a video on gauge and how to get perfect gauge. I will link that below in case you are interested. All right, that is all the details on fluff. Now let's go over some fun patterns. I chose a bunch of different types of patterns that include some mohair or suri. Now, mohair and suri, you can use either one. So even if a pattern calls for suri alpaca, you can definitely use some mohair. So the first one that we have is the Sparkling Cider Hat by Kristen Leher, who is Vine. This one I really love because it's a fingering yarn held with a lace weight, and you only need one skein. So this is a perfect project for trying out a suri or a mohair if you are not sure if it is meant or right for you. Absolutely love that it's a quick knit, and you just hold the two together and really creates this fluffy, beautiful, cozy textured hat. That is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. Second pattern that I found was a Sanguero sweater by Camille K. This one is absolutely stunning, and I just love the color. And let me tell you, I am debating knitting a sweater in this color. I just really love it. Now, this one is very interesting because you're actually holding the lace weight double. So you're having two strands of a lace weight, making close to a worsted weight gauge. Absolutely love this one. It is a sweater, a pullover, with brioche stitch, and just knit in a beautiful mohair. I mean, what a better way to show off beautiful mohair than this fun pattern. This is a paid for pattern in Ravelry. Next pattern I found was called Tassels in the Sky by Vincent Villapando. Now this one is a beautiful scarf or a shawl, and I really, really like it. This again is a lace weight held together with a fingering weight. And you can either choose to have it be a mohair or a suri. And this is a free pattern on Ravelry. It comes with one size, and you only need one skein of fingering with one skein of suri or mohair. The next pattern is called the Rosa Jumper by Along avec Anna. Now this one is actually one that I've been seeing quite a bit in, quite a few people knit it at the moment. It is a beautiful, beautiful pullover with a little bit of lace texture right where the arms or the raglan increases would be. This is a paid for pattern, and it is knit using the fingering held together with the lace weight mohair. Absolutely stunning. Depending on the size, you'll need more than obviously one skein of yarn, but I do think that this would be also a great pattern to use a commercial yarn or commercial mohair suri and holding it together with a hand dye. All right, now this pattern is just absolutely stinking cute, and I don't know if I would have to actually wear it, but I think it'd be so adorable for like a photo shoot or something. This is called the Curtsy Collar by Park Williams. This one is just so adorable, and it's actually just a lace weight by itself. You will need one skein of lace weight yarn, And it is just absolutely beautiful. It goes from children's sizes all the way to adult large, or adult extra large, excuse me. I just absolutely adore this. I think it's so cute and just really fun to pop a color. This is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. Next pattern is one that, again, I think that it is a perfect introduction if you are wanting to add some mohair or suri. It's called the Everyday Slouchy Beanie by Tristan of Dragon Horde Designs. This one is really beautiful, as well as you are holding a fingering weight with a lace weight or suri, making a beautiful, beautiful hat. It comes in multiple sizes, as well as you only need one skein of suri or mohair with your fingering weight. Again, a great way to be able to add in that fluff or even try it out for the first time. The next pattern is the Veka cardigan, which is actually one that I test knit. And I did this using only Knit Picks yarns. I used Knit Picks Stroll with Knit Picks Aloft, which is an incredible mohair yarn, really not scratchy and absolutely wonderful. I will link my Ravelry project page here for you in case that you would like to know. I also decided to knit the Veka Mini with hand-dyed yarn and suri. So you can also see that one on my Ravelry project page. This pattern is by Anna Johanna, and it is absolutely beautiful. It comes from extra, extra small to 5 extra large for the adults, and it is a paid for pattern in Ravelry. Again, you can use hand-dyed or commercial like I did, and I absolutely adored it with the Knit Picks Aloft. The next pattern is called the Robin Beanie by Sari Nordlund, and this is a beautiful ribbed hat. It looks absolutely squishy and scrumptious. Again, one skein of fingering with one skein of lace weight held together, creating this beautiful hat pattern. This one comes in 2 different sizes, and you will only need one skein of mohair. Or if you are using Biche et Bûche, the Petit Silk mohair, you'll need 2 of those because they are 50 grams, or I think 25 grams if I'm not mistaken. The next pattern I chose is called the Diaphanous Raglan by Jessie May Designs. This one is absolutely stunning and I think just really elegant. You are holding lace weight with fingering, and for the sleeves, it's actually just lace weight. Now I don't know how adventurous I would be with it, just holding lace weight by itself, but I think it's absolutely stunning. I just love the colors, and her designs are absolutely beautiful. Comes in multiple different sizes, all the way from extra small to 5XL, and it is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. Last pattern that I wanted to share is a very popular one. It's called the Elton from Joji Locatelli. This is one that, again, like the Veka cardigan, you have a strand of mohair or suri as well as fingering weight. And it is a beautiful cardigan with a drop shoulder and just absolutely stunning. Depending on the size, you will need 1 to 2 skeins of suri or mohair for this beautiful cardigan. Coming in multiple sizes from extra small all the way to 4XL is a beautiful, beautiful pattern. All right, friends, those are some of the designs that I found, and I want to know from you, what designs or patterns have you absolutely loved using mohair or suri, and what are your top patterns? Put them in the comments below because we definitely want to know. And do you have any tips or tricks of when using mohair or suri for the first time? Let us know below because we want to hear from you. And the more that we can help each other, the better. I hope you guys really enjoyed this fun video. If you ever have any suggestions, let me know. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Again, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will catch you guys again next week because I upload a brand new YouTube video every single Thursday. All right, friends, happy knitting, and until next time.